Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montes, and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have you all back together again. Now, in today's video, if you guys don't know, the schedule for this week is, Friday, whatever you want, Saturday, the park videos, and then Sunday, which is yesterday, 6MC Movies I Want to Rank Part 32, or 33, I don't forget which one we're on. But, I actually have an announcement. It's the first theme park video we're doing in 2024, and I wanted to do something fun. If you guys don't know, back a week ago, it was the Lion Guard anniversary, and that got me back into Lion King, and then that got me back into wanting to go back to the Disney parks. And so now, I'm on the hype train to talk about Disney World again, but I was always thinking, like, how would I be able to do it? And then I thought, what if I started doing more tier lists with Disney rides, Disney attractions, Disney hotels, and all of this stuff? So, for the next couple weeks with theme park videos, you're going to get a ton of more theme park videos from me this year. And for this first one, for the new year, I wanted to compare Disney World and Universal. Really, it's not really picking of what's better. I think Disney World is officially better because I've been there more. But it's more of a video of why Disney is better than Universal. So let's go ahead and discuss that. We're discussing it through the 5 topics, which are theme, hotels, food, rides, and attractions, shows, and parades. So let's go ahead and start talking about it, starting with themes. Now, with the theming of the parks, I think there's actually something interesting with every theme these parks have to offer. Now, what's interesting is Disney World has 4 parks where they have tons of theming there, or they could have 4 themes, and then Universal Studios and Islands of, and then you have Universal, which has Universal Studios, and Islands of Adventure, which has a whole ton of theming for parks. So let's start off with Walt Disney World. With, you get 4 parks: Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. You get Magic Kingdom, basically it's the park that resembles all of Disney stuff. And I think that is absolutely great. It's really the thing that comes to your mind when you think of Disney World, because it's the main kingdom park. Then of course you get Epcot, which is the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. It's about, the future. It's about going around the world. It's about festivals, celebrating cultures. And then you get Hollywood Studios, which is basically celebrating the film culture with Star Wars and Toy Story and all of that great stuff. And then, of course, you get Animal Kingdom, which is dedicated to the whole Animal Kingdom, whether it's real animals, whether it's animals that are extinct, or even animals that are imaginary. So I think Disney World has a lot of great theming for their parks, and it really all fits to where you can get everything you want from Disney in an amusement park. With Universal, on the other hand, while I think there's a lot of cool things about it, I feel like the theming is a little bit off, because I don't think there's a simple idea. I like the theming for Universal, that it's basically a ride. It's basically a theme park to ride your favorite movies, to see your favorite movies in stage shows or ride. You can ride them. So you get a Fast and Furious ride, you get E.T., you get a Jason Bourne show, you get a Transformers ride, you get a Jimmy Fallon ride, you get all these different things. The theming of it though, it's like, what exactly do you think of when you think of Universal? Now, when I think of Islands of Adventure, I think of the Marvel superhero section. But and here's the thing, both parks have Harry Potter sections. So it makes it confusing as to what part of the park is it supposed to be like. What is Islands of Adventure supposed to resemble? Is it just resembling these lands with Marvel and comics and Dr. Seuss and King Kong and Harry Potter? And it's like all the lands are cool, but what exactly is the theme of it? Like, what, we're going to different islands? how exactly did you pick these specific islands to do them? Is it because it's from Universal? I don't know. Like it makes it interesting because you have Harry Potter and King Kong, which I kind of feel like they should just be at Universal Studios, because if that park's all about the movies, then they should be in the movie section where the movies are, and leave Marvel superheroes where it's more based off of the actual comic characters, not really based off the movies. Dr. Seuss Land can stay because it's more based off the books than the actual Dr. Seuss animated films. What other islands are there? I actually forgot. I used to remember Dr. Seuss, King Kong, Harry Potter, the comics store. Oh, Typhoon Lagoon, or the Lagoon section, I don't know. That could stay. Just move King Kong and Harry Potter to the Universal Studios, where they belong. But other than that, Disney World actually does better with its theming, because it all makes sense, and they do such a great job with the theming, whether it comes to the rides, the design of the sections in the parks, and then they just also have they just do better than what Universal and Islands of Adventure do. The next thing we'll talk about here are, of course, hotels. Now, it's kind of interesting because I've only been at Disney Universal once. Now technically I've been there twice, but the actual time I went there for a vacation was one time. I went there on a school trip in May of 2022. Not the best experience because I went there on a school trip and it was very hard to stay with a group of people. But I think with Disney, obviously I've been going there since 2016, and I can actually have something to say better with it. With Disney World, I think that there's a lot of just great hotels that I stayed at. I remember one of my earliest memories was staying at Pop Century Resort, and this was the pinnacle of, and kind of something interesting to talk about here. I think I've stayed at all the all-star resorts: movies, music, sports, Pop Century. I've stayed at all of the all-star ones, and all of them are pretty basic. They have character-themed bedrooms, so you get movies where you get some of your favorite movies with Toy Story, and I think 101 Dalmatians and Herbie. You also get like Art of Animation, which to me is one of the most underrated hotels, because you get Lion King rooms, Little Mermaid, Finding Nemo, Cars. If you're a fan of those films, I would definitely stay there. I stayed at a Lion King room once, or I think, did I? Oh no, actually no, it was Little Mermaid. I'm sorry, it was Little Mermaid Hotel. The Lion King and other rooms, they were expensive, but the hotels there are great, and even some ones that I went there for like breakfast, like the Animal Kingdom Lodge Hotel. I think that they have a breakfast restaurant called Doma there. Breakfast is amazing. Now, technically, it's only amazing because it has the stuff I like, pancakes, waffles, the basic breakfast food, but it was amazing. Obviously, I guess they had this like jumbo juice or whatever. I assumed it was African because it had a unique texture to it, but it's actually not it's not African juice. But yeah, the hotels overall, and even the recent one I just stayed at, the Port Orleans Hotel, that has a unique thing to it, where you can like literally go get beignets down the street, and you can walk through these and have like seeing all the Princess and the Frog characters, and you can even see a horse walking through with someone in a carriage. So I think that's really cool. With Universal's hotel, the one I stayed at, I thought it was quite good. It was, of course, it was big and massive. It has a nice looking pool. It also just has a great way of feeling like you're in Universal property, where, on the TV, they're playing the Universal commercials and playing in ads for all of those stuff. You also get like this card that had Spider-Man on it that I thought was really cool. But then also, neat enough to mention for some of these for the hotels section, gift shops. I don't even talk about gift shops in Disney hotels because they kind of have all the same stuff. But with Universal, because it was my first time going to a gift shop for Universal, it was amazing. I remember, here's an interesting fact. I got this Spider-Man hat at that Universal gift shop hotel. And it was great. I believe I also got a mug. I'm not going to get that right now because it's, in my kitchen somewhere. But it was... The gift shop there is great. It has Fast and Furious stuff, Jurassic Park, E.T. Even my sister got like an E.T. toy from there. It was just great. So I would say part of it is better for gift shops, but maybe just because it was my first time there exploring a Universal gift shop. But Disney still wins for hotels. And now we get to food, and I feel like that this is one that I don't know if I can really compete with, because with Universal, I don't think I've ever really tried anything like universally themed there. Oh, actually, no, I did. We'll talk about that later. But with Disney World, of course, I've tried many foods there. Of course, you got the Mickey themed food with the pretzels and the ice cream sandwiches with the ice cream bars. You, of course, get some amazing turkey legs there. You also get some amazing churros there. If I would have to recommend what park has the best food, I'd probably say Epcot, but that's mainly because it's for the countries. But I don't usually eat in the countries. That's all my family stuff that they do. They also have, if you go to Hollywood Studios, they have a Num Num cookie. If you remember from Incredibles 2. Jack, he likes the chocolate chip cookies. And overall, the food there, all the food there is simple, it's good, but it has that magical feeling to where it's like, it tastes like this, and you know it's from Disney. We got on to Universal, and the only thing I actually remember eating from there is the Simpsons pink donut. I remember I literally have a picture of it and everything, me holding it up, and I wanted to get it so bad, and I'm like, oh wait, please, they cannot close this. And then my sister came back and she finally got it, and I was so amazed. Granted, it kind of tastes like a simple donut like anything else, but it was still good. So overall, I enjoyed. Overall I enjoyed that pink donut, but Disney actually does better with food because it's just better. To rides, and this is something that I definitely can compete with Universal and Disney. With Disney, of course, you get so many great rides here. With Magic Kingdom, here's the thing, Magic Kingdom is known to be the park that has the most rides, but for some reason, there are not a lot of rides in Magic Kingdom where I'm like, these are some of I love all these rides. They're more like, this is good. The only two rides that I can actually say I love from Magic Kingdom were really Mine Train and Thunder Mountain. And those are two roller coasters that I absolutely love. And Mine Train is one of my favorite Disney rides of all time. Then you head on over to Epcot, which is not famous for its rides. But there's still a lot of great rides that encapsulate the essence of what Epcot is. Some of my favorite rides are, of course, Finding Nemo, which is the pinnacle of just a fast line that you can just a fast ride that you can just get on, but you get some nice AC while at the same time being with Nemo and friends. But at the same time, after you get off, you get to see a whole aquarium is waiting for you. And then you also get Soarin', which is this gorgeous ride. My family tends to get a little sick and nauseous through it, but surprisingly, I actually love that ride where it's like you go to Animal Kingdom, you get Flight of Passage, and I actually got nauseous on the ride, even though it looks really great. And so Epcot has some good rides, but there's not a lot of rides where I'm like, that is great. Like Three Caballeros Frozen, they're good, but they're not amazing. Animal Kingdom, I'm actually gonna be honest, there's not a lot to. I don't go to Animal Kingdom and think there's a lot to do here. But I have to say, after kind of thinking about as I was doing this video, I didn't realize most of the stuff that Animal Kingdom offers, like with its rides and stuff, and like its shows, it's actually quite great from its design and everything. I'm like, and it's making me rethink my ranking of the Disney parks a little bit. And then we get Hollywood Studios, which, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really care for much of the rides. I mean, I like Mickey's Runaway Railroad. I really enjoy some of the Star Wars rides there, and of course, I enjoy a lot of the Toy Story rides there. And then, of course, they even had one of my favorite rides from there, which of course was Great Movie Ride, which got replaced by Runaway Railroad. I like that ride, but Great Movie Ride did not deserve to die. So yeah, Disney has some great rides, and while most of them, I'm like, this is good, I still think there are some absolute bangers. Then we get to Universal, on the other hand, and this one I thought was very underwhelming. Because I felt like, because the first time I went to Universal, which was my May trip, I felt like there were rides. I only went on Spider-Man, which, to be clear, is the best ride of all of Universal. But as I was going through all the rides, I rode King Kong, I rode Fast and Furious, I rode the Jimmy Fallon Transformers, I rode E.T., I rode the Cat in the Hat ride. What else was there? I think I rode one of the Harry Potter rides. And if I'm being honest, I think besides Spider-Man, I don't think I want to go on any of those other rides. They were just one and done. None of these rides at this park were like, I want to ride that again. And to me, that is very shocking, because some of these rides are based off of some of my favorite movies. Like King Kong, I love King Kong. And I didn't really enjoy it that much. Like, I enjoyed him fighting the dinosaurs. It was a cool experience, especially when you get to the end and you see him, the big face of him. But it's like you have to look at two screens to see which one is at which. And it's like, it was cool, but it didn't feel like this interesting thing. But like Spider-Man, easily the best ride. I love that ride. It was great, and I actually rode it like two or three times when I went to Universal. When I went back to Islands of Adventure, it was just great. And even it was like the only ride I rode there, but I rode it many times, so it was just fantastic. But yeah, Universal, I think, lacks in rides, and while I think it's more for a park for teenagers and families, well, you know, families with teenagers and bigger kids, kind of lacked, if I'm being honest. I don't understand how people think people think Universal is better than Disney. I'm sorry. And the final thing we'll talk about here is, of course, the shows, parades, and other attractions. With Disney World, I think that they actually have some pretty good shows. Of course, you get Magic Kingdom. There's a lot of great shows. You get Mickey's Filler Magic. You get the Tiki Room. Of course, you get some great parades in there. And honestly, I would say Magic Kingdom is great for parades. As, like, part of the interesting thing about Magic Kingdom is it's all Disney. So you get parades with all your favorite characters in it, whether it's Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Zootopia characters, The Incredibles, Toy Story, Little Mermaid, all of them. You get mostly all of them, and you even get a little bit more in the Halloween parades too. And then, of course, you know, you get one of the great shows there, Happily Ever After, which is a great send-off to a great night at Magic Kingdom. You, of course, get Epcot, and while it's not necessarily, I don't think it has any parades. I don't think it has any shows either. Yeah, I don't think so. Actually, yeah, it does have some shows. It has the Miguel one, but I think they took that out. They do have some pretty cool fireworks shows. It obviously doesn't live up to Happily Ever After, but it's still pretty. I still enjoyed it. And then you get Hollywood Studios, which I think has some great top tier Star Wars stuff, whether it's the parades or shows. They do such a good job at that. And then, of course, I think Fantasmic is actually a pretty great show. And then Animal Kingdom, they can't really do a lot of like shows or much because they can't really do a lot. They can't do fireworks shows because it'll scare the animals. But I thought like the shows that they got, some of the animal meet and greets, they're great. Some of the live shows they got there are pretty great. Whether it's them playing the drums in Africa, or even some of the shows indoors. Whether it's the Festival of the Lion King, the Finding Nemo show. Just a lot of great shows there. And even the one that they had on the water, that I saw a couple years back, that was great. And I'm like, the way that this actually can be loud without scaring the animals, I'm like, this is interesting. But I actually wonder, what would happen if we did if they actually did do fireworks shows, and what would actually happen? Would we end up hearing every single animal all around us? Like would they be going crazy? Brings an interesting thing. I understand that's kind of crazy to think about, but we're in Animal Kingdom. Makes me wonder. But yeah, that's pretty much. Actually, we forgot to talk about Universal. Universal doesn't really have a lot of shows or parades, or they have a couple of character meet and greets. I met Scooby-Doo. And when it comes to Universal Studios, there was one thing that I actually loved more than anything else, and it's the Jason Bourne show. That and the Spider-Man ride are easily my favorite things from Universal, because they were amazing. And honestly, the Jason Bourne show just made me want to watch the Jason Bourne movies. Granted, they don't look as epic as they do in the show, but they look so exciting to where when a thing crashes into the fire, you feel that. When they're doing like these car chases, you are immersed into it. It is just so good and so immersive. And I love rides. I love stage shows that can have you be immersive into it. So I really enjoyed all of that. So yeah, that is my long ass talk about the Disney parks, Disney versus Universal. We'll be doing more theme park videos this year. I think the next video you'll see for theme parks will be my updated Disney World park ranking. And then I think after that will be all of the hotels ranked, and then rides ranked, attractions ranked, and then certain things of the individual parks. We're going to be doing tier lists on, not just doing top 5 lists, because I realize now we got more to offer with tier lists now. So that is my big rant for Disney versus Universal and why I think Disney World is better. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All my social media stuff is in the about section over there. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.